We want to know what the hell was said or thrown or broken at halftime because the cats that rolled out of the tunnel, a little different than the guys who were on the field the first couple of quarters. What happened at halftime, man?
Not much. It was just a bunch of looks on the faces. It was more of a not need to be said thing. I obviously wanted to go out there and showcase, a different team. We know we didn't play to our standard, not just that first half, but even that first game. So just want to go out there and just play for each other and display, who we want to be.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what you guys put on film this final two quarters was awesome. I guess and congrats on a great win. Any win in the NFL is a win, no doubt. I guess my concern or my question, like what I'm confused about, the way the Cowboys game went. All right, it was ugly, man. I mean, it was ugly in every facet. And then to follow that up with the first half performance, to me, was alarming. Where was the urgency in the first half?
Man, that's one of the things I couldn't even tell you. I feel like we started off good. They went down there, obviously, the first drive. They get a field goal. They missed a field goal, actually. We come down there, get a third down, get stopped. And then from there, I couldn't even tell you what happened. It just seemed like everything was going downhill. But, luckily with the guys that we have and understanding that we try to play for each other. And, man, it's one of those things where you don't want to look to the guy next to you and have them feeling the way about you. And we knew that we didn't want to start this season terrible or pretty much, as we call it, trash. We didn't want to go down that road. And like you said, two tails from the first half to the second half. But I'm just glad we show resiliency. We show grit, we show heart, and was able to go out there and get the dub.
And Adoree, you got to explain that to us, how something like that happens, because we watched the first six quarters. You guys forget about Dallas, though. You got steamrolled by the crappy Cardinals in the first half, and you're embarrassing yourselves again. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on with this team? And then, boom, we see what looked to be a different team. Same players on your side, same players on their side, same coaches. Can you explain how the hell that happens, the disparity? Is it coaching? Is it effort? Is it scheme? What exactly was the difference in the two halves?
I really would just say just doing your job, honestly, instead of trying to make every play, just make your play. And I think I would just be honest, that's really the difference when you see the tape. Instead of just trying to do the guys next to your job or the guys behind you or the guys in front of your job, you just do your job and trust that your brother will do his. Great things will happen. And I think that was the difference, really. It had nothing to do with effort. We were still running to the ball, still playing, balls to the wall, flying around. But once you just hold on and doing your job, it makes the game a lot smoother and a lot easier.
And is that something that was emphasized? Like, to me, it just doesn't make sense that, hey, Dable or whatever, Wink gives you guys a look, and then all of a sudden it just clicks and you flip a switch in the second half. Something had to be said. Something had to be done to see that significant change. Like, it looked like Daniel Jones woke up. It looked like the Giants woke up as a whole, and it was refreshing to see. Matter of fact, Adoree, it might have been the most refreshing half of football that I've ever watched in my life, especially after the first six quarters. There's got to be a reason for that disparity, though.
God, that's all I can really say. It's no other reason. For Coach really didn't say anything. Honestly, I don't even remember what Coach was saying. I'll be honest. When you're down like that, it doesn't matter what anybody says. You're not trying to hear nothing. It's about what are you going to do to make yourself happy and make yourself at ease. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of people can say things and try to fuel you, but at the end of the day, if you're going off of somebody else's motivation, that's bad ball in itself right there. So honestly, it wasn't nothing to be said or nothing that needed to be said. It was more about, all right, the guys in this huddle, the 11 that's on this field, the 50, 53 that's on the sideline, or it was probably more than that because we traveled to Arizona. But those guys on the sideline, it's like, okay, let's do it for each other. And that look was really just like, all right, you can look the guy in his eye and see that he wasn't breaking. It may be a little bend. It may not be going the way that you wanted to go. But at the end of the day, the guys in that huddle, that's who you really care about, and that's who you really play for. And you don't want to see them, like I said, looking a certain way because you don't know what they're thinking, and you just want to go out there and put on your best effort for them.
Gotcha. So we're talking to Adoree Jackson every Tuesday here on the Fan, BT and Sal. We'll get to the travel components. You guys are trying to normalize a relatively uncommon few days. Baseball players do it. NFL, not so much. I want to ask you about that in a minute. But Daniel Jones, I mean, the second half, Daniel Jones was a straight-up superstar. Why can't we see that guy every single Sunday?
I feel like we can. I feel like once I said that, just do your job, not trying to just one play at a time. I feel like that was how the course of that game went in that second half. We just took it one play at a time. We didn't try to, you know what I'm saying? You can't make all-pro first game. You can't make Pro Bowl first game. If you take it one play at a time, a lot of great things can happen, not just for you, but for the team individually. So I think that's what we need to do moving forward, just one play at a time, understanding that you don't have to hit a home run. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Look at all the best baseball players. They don't bat 100%.
No.
You know what I mean?
Certainly the Yankees
the
and
best
Mets don't. That's for
basketball
damn sure.
Steph Curry is the best shooter in the NBA, but he doesn't shoot 75% or above from the three. You know what I mean? So it just goes off to just doing your job and understand that the things that you did, the work that you put in, the grinding that you've been doing, not just during camp, not just during that week of practice. If you just take it one day at a time, one play at a time, one snap, one quarter, one half, a lot of good things can happen.
Yeah, but we've never seen that. I mean, that was not only from Jones. I mean, historically. I mean, what he did in the second half was literally historic stuff from a Giants perspective. And I know he's been respected in that locker room for a while. I know you guys are happy that he got paid this offseason. But I almost feel, and I'm asking you, I would think that on some level his shadow or the way he's perceived grew even more with that kind of a performance. Did it? Did the way you guys look at him change a little bit more favorably?
No, I feel like we always looked at him the same. You know, I always called him the silent assassin, the guy that doesn't say much but just comes in and work, brings his lunch pail and his hard hat and gets the job done. I feel like a lot of people may be shocked of what they've seen or probably lean more favorite toward him, but for us, that's how we know, you know, Daniel Jones to be and, you know, how he orchestrates that offense, how he dice things up. That's what we're used to seeing. I mean, we go against him every day at practice. We see him in camp, played against him before. So it's one of those things where when you see it, it's just more of you're happy, you know, for him. I don't feel like our views change of him. I feel just more happy for him because the way that he works and the efforts that he put in, it's always good to see somebody, you know, receive such good success.
Adoree, how are we feeling here? Short week. You got a Thursday night matchup against one of the better teams in the NFL, the 2-0 49ers. Look, I mean, they're loaded offensively, defensively. A lot of people are giving you guys zero respect. You're big underdogs. How you feeling going into this Niners game on Thursday night?
I feel good, you know, going into the game with the group that we have and understanding, like I said, just doing your job. I know they're stacked, you know, from top to bottom on that side, from offense, defense, even special teams. And for us, just doing your job, doing your 111 and understanding your brother is going to do his and just taking it one play at a time. I mean, that's how the game goes. The course of the game, you can look at, you know, games around this league, even ours, you know, last week down 20-0, and then coming back and winning 31 points in the second half. If you take it a play at a time and just doing positive games and making sure that you're on the positive side of the game and of the plays, you know, good things can happen. It may take a little minute. You know, for us, it took us all the way into the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left. But, you know, you keep chipping away, you know, good things can happen. You know, I love this team, love playing with these guys and the culture that we're bringing and want to be about. So excited about going into this week Thursday.
You know, Adoree, there's a caller that just called a little while ago, 49ers fan, saying you guys got zero shot. Why even show up? Come home. And I feel like that's, you know, nationally disrespect. Is that you take that personal? You guys take that personally? You look at any of that outside noise or hear that stuff? Hey, you can't win this game. Maybe want to go out there and prove yourselves on a national stage on Thursday Night Football?
I mean, you hear it. Do you listen to it? No. I don't really think that you know, pay too much attention. At the end of the day, like you said, it's a good thing. You know, when your team is doing good, you know, people say a lot of crazy things. It doesn't matter what is going on. You know, when you're feeling good, riding high. I mean, that's what I expect a fan to do, you know, to call in and boast about their team. Regardless if they're good or bad, you know, you're going to ride behind your team. So, for us, don't really too much worry about, you know, outsiders and naysayers here and there. But at the end of the day, you got to think about everybody that's in this league that's played, you know, from the past, present, and to the future. It's going to be a lot of people that say they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that, they have no chance, have no shot, and they still defy the odds and show up every day and made it here. So for that aspect, you can't really pay attention to what someone else says, or the what we call them, the GMs of the Twitter, or the agents of whatever it may be of the football league. So you just go out there and just handle your business, do your job. And like I said, you just do it for those guys that's in that locker room.
Hey, by the way, not just GMs on Twitter. We play GM here on the radio too, buddy. We'll tell you where you guys
I got you back, Adoree. I believe in you guys this week. I smell a dub coming.
He did say that. Talking to Adoree Jackson, starting to wind things down now. Hey, listen, you've been around the business long enough to know the game doesn't stop for anybody. Somebody gets hurt, whether it's practice game, next man up. Rodgers, Dobbins, Chubb last night. But when you guys see Saquon go down the other day, is there a thought, especially the way it looked early, that he might be gone for the season? Like, it looked bad. What were you thinking?
When you see stuff like that, first thing you do, you just pray that they're okay and it's not nothing serious. And then for the aspect, once I seen him, two arms around, a person, and him hopping off, I figured, it couldn't have been, that serious in that aspect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then just go over there and check on him, see how he's doing, make sure he's all right. If the person says he's all right, and you go to battle with him, you can tell, you can look somebody in the face if they're actually all right, doing okay. But your first thought is, just praying that they're okay, they get up, they can show you a sign of that they can move and do things on their own. And once you get that, it's like, okay, the sense of going back to football makes it easier, but at some point it's like, it takes the air out of not just the stadium, but everybody individually, because it's like, man, you don't care who it is, if it's the star player or not a star player, you want to make sure they're okay. Their health and well-being is more important than the game itself.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, man, second chance at national TV in a couple of weeks. Let's get a better one than the first one against Dallas. We'll be watching, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Y'all have a blessed one.
Go get him, Adoree.
Same
We'll be
to you.
rooting for you.